Hello everyone, welcome back to Crafts by the Bow. This is the second part of a matching gift card and birthday card that I'm making using the 12 Days of Crafting Advent Calendar stamps and paper. And this is the card that we made last time, just a quick and easy little gift card holder where the gift card pops in here. Okay, so we made just a quick little pocket and used some of the pre-printed cards that came with the set and pre-printed, not pre-printed, the ready-made labels and the stamps that went with it. So today we're going to make the latch front card which matches, and what you will need are these pieces. And the same as Monday's card, I wrote all these thinking I was going to use Misty Moonlight as my backing and then changed my mind and used white. So where it says white here, that will actually be a coloured card instead, but I'll show you as we go along. Okay, so I've got the exact same paper that I used here, but I hadn't used this paper before. I had 2 full sheets, so this was a good project to make. Let's pop that there. Okay. So our base is 5.5 by 7.5, and you'll see when it's folded over, it doesn't meet all the way across. So I've scored it at 3.25 and 6.5, and I've only folded over the smaller side for the front, which is the 3.25. It's not going to be this side that's bigger, that's going to be the back. And then this narrow piece here, I'm actually going to fold backwards. So there we go. It just gives it a little bit of movement on there. Now for the front, for the left-hand side here, we need a piece of cardstock or paper that is going to be 3 by 5.25. Now, I was going to do it, as I said, with the Misty Moonlight and just put this size as the paper. But because on this one, I made it on white and I had this little narrow blue on the front, I think I'm going to do the same. Let me just see. I might cut that down, or let's see with just the paper. No, I do like it with a little layer as well. So I'm going to change these sizes slightly. So let me just see. This is 3 by 5.25, and my paper is as well. So I'm going to take off just 1/8 of an inch all the way around, and that will make the same tiny border that we had here. So instead of 3, it's going to be 2 7/8. And instead of 5.25, it will be 5 1/8. Oops, and I will write that on right now. So, so here, I'm just going to write it underneath. 2 7/8 by 5 1/8. So if you're doing the same as me and you want to have a border, then you just need to trim this down a little bit. And then this is going to go on the front like this. And you will notice that it says there's a piece of Designer Series paper for the right hand side. But I didn't use Designer Series paper for that. I used, if you remember from Monday's project, I had that piece of scrap embossed card, and that's what I've used. So with the Stone and Vine 3D embossing folder, and that's just going to go on there. I'm not going to back that or anything. I think that's quite nice just on its own. So I'm going to glue that on while we've got the card closed and I can see that right hand side piece and the border. Just makes it easier for me to look at the borders at the left and right and make sure that they're level and even. Okay, And remember, in the birthday card, we popped a little bit of that on the inside. So that does match. Let's move that out of the way. Okay, now let's open it up and look at the inside. It says to have white 3 by 5 1/4. If I put that straight down, you wouldn't be able to really see it. So you could do this in a different color and then pop a white piece on top. I'm actually using one of the pre-printed little cards. And so I'm going to keep my 3 by 5 1/4 white, and this is going to go on it, and I'm just going to leave a little bit at the bottom, I think. Or I might just pop that in like that. Or do you know what? I think I might even put it on a piece of this. Let's just see. So if I cut that piece there, and I'm going to have it the same as this, 3 by 5 1/4. Let's see if this scrap piece would work. I'm just going to trim that piece off. Is this 5 1/4? Oh, it's more than that. So let me do this, 3 by 5 1/4. I think I'm going to put it on here. I might just need a little white piece to go on it though. There we go. And now I can pop that on. And I've got a little space to write as well. And these are 3 inches wide, so I've trimmed off just 1/8 of an inch from each side. So this is 2 3/4 by 5. And that just then fits on our piece that's 3 by 5 1/4. I will rewrite these instructions here. Okay. And that gives us a little spot to write on there. And pop the white on. Actually, you could just add a little scrap of white at the bottom. You don't have to put a whole piece on. It's just easier. Oh, the back's nice. I liked that striped piece, but I like the sentiment on here. There we go. And that gives me a nice little piece to write. Remember we had that extra piece? What was this? This is 3 by 5 1/4. We could pop that on the inside, look. That was this piece of design series paper here. That would look nice too. Let's pop that in. You certainly don't have to put something on every side like I'm doing right here. It's just that that piece is already cut, so in it can go. Okay. Right, let's work on the front. I've got the matching little pre-made die cut. This is the long one. I've got the little square one. And I'm going to pop it here, like this. I want to make sure that I can still read that writing. So I think I might pop it right over here. Or you could pop it at the bottom. Oh, that might be nice. Because then when you open it, oh, I think I'm going to have it at the top. Up here. Yeah. And this just attaches to that little piece here that folds backwards. I'm going to stamp on it, and I've got the For Someone Extra Special stamp, but you could put the birthday wishes stamp over if you wanted. You could make that on there. I don't know if there are 2 that match, or if I might have used one already. But here's a longer one, so you can see you could put that over. I just want to have the matching one for this card. And I'm stamping in Secret C. to the right a little bit because I want to put the matching flower on, the same as we had for the birthday card. There are some die cuts already like this that you could put on as well. Oops, pop that up there. And I tied a little bow just in case I wanted to use that. Oh, that's actually quite pretty. But let's see. I've got another one of those darker ones, and I like that because it's going to match. But that would be pretty. Okay, so this is going to attach to this right hand piece, and I'm just going to put 3 dimensionals down the back. And that way it's going to just attach at the right hand side with not any excess, and it will just give us that little mechanism. Oh, let me see. I want it to be here so I can still read the writing. I'm going to do it like that. And then it becomes a latch fold because it keeps that closed for us. And when we open it, we can still see this sentiment here. I'm going to pop that on here like this. So I'm going to do a dimensional. Oh, maybe I'll just glue. I think I might just glue rather than a dimensional on here because otherwise it might raise it up a little bit too much. I'm going to just glue. Although it's not going in the mail, I don't want it to stick up too far and be heavy or anything. Okay, now if we put little leaves on, I'm going to use these die cut leaves. I don't have any more of these little leaves. But if we put a leaf on, we can put it on the back of our flower. So let me just see. Yeah, I'm just going to put it on the back of the flower. So I'm going to put the glue on the front of the leaf, and that way it will stick down onto the flower. There we go. And then I might put like a few of the little sequins or something on, maybe 1 on here and 2 on there. So let me just get those out. I do have, oh, just get the box, excuse me. I do have some of the gold ones already on my glue dots. So I'm going to use those. So let's lift these up. I'm going to squash the glue dot so it's underneath there. I put that one in the middle of the flower. That looks pretty. Again, let's squash those in. I'm going to pop them over here. There we go. And I'm going to put some on the birthday card to make it match. So I'll put it in the middle of the flower, like I did on this one. And then let's put 2 over here. There we are. So there's my little matching set that I need. My birthday card with a nice little space to write. If you want more space to write, you can either put a white piece here if it's a coloured backing, or just use that white, or even write on the back. So there's our little latch card, and then our matching gift card. Okay, I will rewrite these to show what I used on this as well, and I will post that on my Crafts by the Bow Facebook page. Okay, thank you so much, and I will be back on Friday with the last of our 12 projects. So thank you if you've managed to watch this far, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye bye.